Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another video. Fall is upon us as the temperature is cooling down, which means hockey season. Just have my stuff out drying from last year, put it away kind of smelly, and I just opened my bag as hockey starts next week. So I need to get it dried out and smelling a little better than it is. But yeah, fall is here and the temperature is slowly dropping, so I think it's a good time to start poking away at the DIY ice rink. So today's goal is to get over here, flatten it out a little bit, make sure there's no huge rocks sticking up, cut down some of the taller weeds, and then we will move some of the board sections that I'm going to be repurposing. They're old trusses. Move them over here and we can start cutting and fitting the boards and standing them up. Hi, we're the Mans, and this is our life.
We met in 2017 and just got married September of 2024. Finally bought our first house in April of 2025 and wanted to capture our interesting life, renovation journey, and everything in between.
First things first, we are going to set up the laser that I borrowed from work and just double check to make sure this area is fairly level. So after grabbing the laser, we have about a foot of elevation difference set from here all the way to the other end down here. It's like a foot lower down the driveway there. But I'm gonna have to obviously dig this side down a little bit and build this side up, or dig this side down fully and then just have it all flat and level so the ice looks uniform along the boards. But I'm gonna be going off these quick drawings that I made up. The total rink length will be 48 feet long and roughly 24 feet wide. And then obviously we'll have our bracing on the outside. But I think Martina and I are just gonna grab the board sections quick, and then I'm gonna start cutting them and making them. And then we can figure out how to sink them into the ground and level them all up later. Martina and I got tired of carrying them by hand, so the last 4 of them, I just hooked them up to my truck and just pulled them from out back. So much easier and quicker. She kept an eye on them, make sure none of them broke. But let's cut the straps off these and get them spread out and see where we want to put them. Well, since the last clip there, I put some more thought into how I'm gonna do the boards. I was gonna try to use the old trusses the way they are, but I'm gonna end up probably taking them apart and making them in sections so I can bolt them together, and then I'll be able to move them around easier. Like in the off season, I can just put them in the back shed and store them. So I did a very rough drawing, just about like lengths of what I need. So I'm gonna have to do 4 8-foot sections per side, and then a little 4-foot section in the middle. Just that, like I think 2 of the 8-foot sections will be only 2 feet tall, plus the one middle 4-foot sections. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna kind of just follow this rough drawing and start building them here in the garage, and then we'll just stack them up, keep them out of the way so we can level out the area. Let's poke away at putting them together. yours. I don't think it's crucial, but... I'm gonna try to get Martina to lay this one out. Okay. So your first board is obviously just gonna be on the edge anyways, but they're 1.5 inches. And sheets are 8 feet long, but I'm doing 2-foot centers, so I want the center of the stud to be 2 feet in from the edge. So at the end, it turns out it's actually 8 feet and the stud lands at the end of the sheet. I just have to go 3/4 of an inch. See? And then that's 1.5 inches. And that's where the stud goes. And then it's the same all the way down. Just 3/4 of an inch less. Done, right there. And by the time you get to the end, an 8-foot sheet will end right at the very end. You wanna do the other one? Mm-mm. We have got 3 out of, I think 10 or like 12 sections for the rink done. Got all the nails pulled on these boards ready to go. I have them all laid out. Just gotta spread them apart and start screwing the studs in. But today we were mixing sand and salt for work for this winter because we do lots of winter contracts and plowing. So we mixed up a nice big pile there under the tarp. There's 5 triaxle loads of sand, and then it's 10% salt mixed into it. It'll be nice because it'll melt off little bits of snow and keep the ice off, and it'll keep our pile from freezing all winter. But while the loader was here, we somewhat leveled this out, or I did this all by hand. Yeah, no. It's definitely not perfect, but the skid steer will be coming back here just before winter. So probably use it with the bucket on it. It'll be a lot easier and not as bulky as using the loader. So yeah, it was a start and it's starting to look pretty good. Like I think it's only about an 8-inch difference from there over to here, maybe 6. So we'll get that finessed when we get the right machine for the job. But for the meantime, I'm just gonna carry on and keep building our board sections. Well, we got all the tall 4-foot boards for both sides now. We have 2 little knee walls here. I need to make 2 more of those still. And then 2 little 4-foot doors that go in between both of those. And then it'll be making our curves and then the 2 12-foot end walls. And then that'll do it for boards. And then just slap some plywood on these and they'll be ready to bolt together when we get the area ready for the rink. If you guys want to keep following along and see how this DIY rink turns out, and once we get all of it lit up and ice going this winter, make sure to check out part 2 There'll probably be, I don't know, maybe 4 parts to this rink, depending on how long it takes me to actually build and get good ice surface. So we'll see. But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications so you can see all the videos that we release. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Say bye. Bye. Goodbye. Bye, mister.